Hey there, folks. It's the Jolly Old Wolf. I'm here today because I was wanting to tell you um, why I no longer working in the hospitality industry. I was in the hotel industry for almost 2 decades. It was about 17 years. And I do have to say that the hotel industry can be okay, especially when you're younger. But as a person who's in his 50s, I don't recommend it. I mean, aside from the fact that you're on your feet a lot, there are a lot of different issues as far as the hotel industry is concerned. I've worked for several different hotels. The last hotel that I worked at was actually more of a family-owned hotel, but the family-owned hotel was in a really nice part of California. It was a beautiful resort, and it was also, they paid well. They treated you like family. They had good benefits, and they decided to sell off the hotel. And as soon as they sold the hotel, everything changed. Um, there were years that went by where I didn't get a raise. And every year, my benefits for my health insurance, it doubled. I mean, they wanted to make sure that they didn't have to pay much out of pocket at all. And there is rampant sexism in the hotel industry, just when it comes to things like the dress code. Women were expected to wear skirts behind the front desk. You couldn't even see the skirt behind the front desk. And on cold days, women were still expected to wear skirts, which was utterly ridiculous. And we're given these suits that are, I don't know, 70% polyester, so they don't really breathe. So on the hot days, you're sweating horribly. And yet at the same time, the you know, the women in the group, they were given these shirts that were so see-through. You could actually see their undergarments through these shirts. And this is kind of a standard through the industry. And I highly don't recommend working for a company that thinks so little about the uniform. Also, the guests, they have a tendency of not caring that they're breaking the law when they're discriminating and harassing, and they think that they don't have to worry about anything, and they kind of don't, because the worst thing you could do is make them leave the hotel unless they're overtly breaking some law. And even then, the companies don't want that bad review on Yelp, so they're just willing to just get rid of it, sweep it under the rug. I've had many times at that resort where guests have come to me and they've asked for things that are absolutely illegal. They wanted me to get prostitutes at times. This was utterly ridiculous, something that wasn't part of my job. And I wouldn't do it because it's just not something that I felt was right. I had people asking for illegal drugs, and they felt because they had money that they were untouchable. So I do highly recommend, if you're thinking about getting in the hotel industry, realize that you're getting into an industry that starts out very low paying and very upsetting, and it can be one of those things where you do have a severe nervous breakdown after a while. So I was in the industry for quite some time because I was with that family hotel for quite some time. Loved the family, but once a big business came in and took over, things didn't improve. They got a heck of a lot worse. By the tail end, when I finally decided to leave, half my paycheck was going to benefits. I mean, I had to put half my paycheck into healthcare. It was just awful, and I don't recommend it to anybody. I wouldn't wish it on anybody, especially if you're going to college for this, because you're going to get, severe debt that you're going to have to try to pay off, and with the low pay that you're receiving, it's very difficult to pay off that student loan that you can't declare bankruptcy on. So I recommend looking into something that would be a little more positive, a little more where you feel like the management has your back. So just my thoughts. I mean, this is all empirical evidence. I have worked for several companies, but that may not be how all the companies work. But I do recommend you look into it heavily before you decide to get into the hotel industry. Thank you very much, and I hope you have a wonderful day.